Thank you, Rabbi Guzik. 2 years ago, on Rosh Hashanah, I felt an earthquake for the first time. It was around midnight. I was awake watching a movie, and I suddenly felt everything shake. It was quite unnerving. I wish I had known what was going on or had someone who could sympathetically explain what to do. My name is Sarah, and I've been a Sinai Temple member for just over a year. I heard about the Sinai Temple Mental Health Center before becoming a member from a press release. I remember thinking, what a wonderful initiative. I even emailed Rabbi Guzik to offer help with the center. I meant something like setting up chairs, not getting in front of the congregation on the holiest day of the year, and talking about a very personal experience and how the mental health center assisted me. But if I can promote the center and help reduce the stigma around the topic of mental health, then I feel it's my responsibility to speak up. I've been dealing with depression ever since I moved to Los Angeles in March of 2020, just 2 weeks before the pandemic lockdown. When I recently faced a mental health emergency, I reached out to the Sinai Temple Mental Health Center for help. The combination of mounting stress at work, moving to a new city, and lingering effects of the pandemic left me feeling hopeless and on the verge of giving up. It was like experiencing an earthquake, only I felt. But I knew it wasn't going to stop on its own. Fortunately, I recognized that I needed help before I did something impulsive and permanent, something I would regret. I first utilized the crisis text line, and they encouraged me to get to a hospital. They asked, "Do you know how to admit yourself?" That question was the catalyst that made me realize I needed more immediate assistance. I replied, "No, but I think I know someone who does." I had previously met the director of the Mental Health Center, Carolyn Hoffman, and she provided me with some good advice and resources to help with my depression. I texted back, "My synagogue has a mental health center. I've spoken with the director before. She's very nice. She would almost certainly know next steps to take and be helpful." They wrote back, "That's an amazing resource." I called Carolyn, and immediately she was both calm and direct in advising me. I honestly thought she would just give me a few pointers, and that would be it. But she stayed in communication with me through the entire process. Early on, she asked, "Do you have a way to get to the hospital? If you don't, I will come get you." That's the moment I realized I had vastly underestimated the support I would get from her and the mental health center. A trip to the ER is never pleasant, but alone and facing a mental health crisis, it's downright terrifying. I am beyond grateful that while I was there, Carolyn was texting with me as I waited, asking how I was, seeing where I was in the process. I have no family in LA, but thanks to the Sinai Temple Mental Health Center, when I needed help, I wasn't alone. I followed up with her in person afterwards, and while I never doubted it, it was clear her concern for me was genuine. Seeing that there was someone who cared about me helped. When you no longer care about yourself, when you doubt everything, even your will to live, the empathy of others is an easy thing to dismiss. But when someone is sitting in front of you and you can see the look of concern, the look of caring on their face, that helps get you back to reality. A year ago, on Rosh Hashanah, from this bima, Rabbi Wolpe said, "You are not good or bad by what you are good or bad by what you do." Along those lines, I would say that suffering from depression or any mental illness does not make you a bad person, nor a weak person. The decisions you make determine that, and seeking help is an act of courage and strength. I know there are healthy ways of coping, and it's on me to make good choices. And if I feel I cannot, to reach out for help. For that, the Sinai Temple Mental Health Center is an amazing resource. The stigma surrounding mental illness is real. When I was asked to speak today, I paused, but ultimately decided if I could help just one person with my story, if I could bring more attention to the mental health center and help reduce the stigma surrounding mental illness, then it'd be worth it. I am beyond grateful that when I needed assistance, the mental health center was there for me. It's my hope that soon there will be no stigma associated with mental illness, and everyone can feel comfortable asking for help if needed. To Rabbi Guzik, thank you for your vision. To Carolyn, thank you for your exceptional leadership and your empathetic and non-judgmental assistance. And to the Rosens, thank you for your generosity. I hope you realize the impact the center has already had. I encourage any member who is struggling to reach out to the Mental Health Center. We at Sinai Temple are beyond fortunate to have this resource available to us. Kamar Tov.